Hey there. All right.
Hello.
Good to see you again. Yeah. We should be. Yes. Gosh, I thought you didn't bring it. Okay. I feel good. Yes.
When you get things wrapped up before winter over there?
Sure hoping to get as much as we can.
Yeah.
A little behind that schedule on. Two. But it'll get better.
Yeah.
Working to get, get a roof on that as soon as we can.
Yeah. This time of year is a key deal.
Yeah.
Brent?
She was like, said, how much you about. There you go. All her story here.
Is Cindy supposed to be here?
All I have is a note for Bob.
I think John wasn't.
Yeah, I know Jordan.
Yeah.
Oh.
She's on a trip.
I don't know. Hold on, I guess. We don't have to do it. It's here. So.
How many do you need for a quarter?
4.
I've got three.
Three.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. Did you hear anything from Sean?
No,
Just depending on.
I didn't. You're not asking to be here.
Yeah.
Who's Betsy?
Yeah.
See, we can get Bob on Zoom. We had to, so we can do one.
Yeah, you were very nice.
Yes.
Sorry, it's investigated. That's done looking at the original building. Construction of the
Just,
four bay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, belonged to the town of Georgetown. Town of Georgetown construction.
last spring.
Yeah, he was smarter than that.
No, it now belongs to, I'm not arguing who it belongs to now. I just, it's really interesting to me because because of all the discussions, I was going back in the history of it and we got the original plat for putting the thing together. So Lakeside,
That's the seven. That's
the,
the.
not W. Oh, come on.
You want to come on?
Yeah, I think we better.
So if the dump truck wasn't, there was a license. It was down low.
They call Bob? No, I was calling Betsy. Hi, are you coming to PRC meeting tonight? That's fine. Thank you. Bye. Thank you, John.
You coming?
We appreciate
Yeah.
showing up.
Sunday, I've got to read.
Is Betsy coming?
It went to voicemail. Yeah.
Where I am.
And we got four.
We've got-
Especially when you want to sit there. So I was in a truck week down at Lucky, which is off of Wadsworth for a few years, and it was a pain. I was had to. That little section.
Wow, right there, Sean. Susan, let's go ahead and get started.
Joey Deaton, Sean Platt, here, Sweeney Lake, here, Betsy Blakesley, Mark Reynolds,
Here.
Bob Hamilton, Frank Hansen.
Right. Move the agenda.
I move that we approve the agenda.
Second,
Second.
all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, audience business, members of the audience will have 5 minutes for presenting matter concerned to the commission. Anybody here? Okay. So we'll go ahead with the new business, Marlon, you guys, let's. What we got going?
You want to take a comfy seat and pull it closer?
Well, this doesn't roll around, but I'll say. The record, you want to
Guys, this may be, Whiteman Mill LLC, 917 Second Street.
And what are you doing this time?
You should have, the same kind of, changes we presented 2 weeks ago on 938 Main. We're here tonight with 1002 Main. They are relatively, we think, minor changes, all precipitated for the most part by lowering the main floor ceilings by 1 foot, which reduces the height of the building by 1 foot. And
That's right.
Yeah,
First question. What was it? Yeah, okay.
so, some of the window, treatments, change a bit. In addition, there was a swapping of a door for a window and a window for a door. And adding a couple of lights on, the side of the garage door and the front door. Because of the lowering of the roof, it changed the nature of some of the whole windows, the roof on the.
Okay.
Thomas put a memo out that clearly indicates those changes in red on the elevators. I believe Thomas on Zoom in case we need to ask him a question.
Okay, if I am,
Where do you want to start, Cindy?
well, if I'm correct, it is on your sheet A 3.1. We can start with number one, first change, which shown on the top west elevation on the right-hand side and on the south elevation on the left-hand side, which is indicative of the change in height. And the height that's shown here is 24 feet. My question was, what was it? And you just answered the question of it was 25 feet. It came down a foot.
Yes.
Okay, so it was lowered 1 foot. Okay. And any questions? I mean, it's within the height limitation, so it's within the height limitation. Then on page A32, on the east elevation and north elevations, you will find numbers 2. One is a window and one is a door. What's happened? What has changed about that window and that door?
On the east elevation,
On the east elevation, we have a window that has a number 2 on it. Was it the door?
yes, I believe that's one of those window door shifts.
And on the north elevation, it's on a door. So,
Yes, the door shifted position by a little bit.
okay,
There was a door shown, there still is, but it's in a little bit different position.
okay. And that window matches the window next to it?
Looks like it.
Yeah,
Yes, I believe that's correct. I just came from some other stuff and I don't have the documents in front of me, but I believe that's correct. My memory.
so that was change 2. And change 3. I found it. I know I did. Yes, it's on the same north elevation. And there's a new window on next to the door. On the page A32 on the north elevation.
Mhm.
And the one, framing, everything matches everything else that's
Mhm.
on the building.
What
And
do with that window?
what,
Number 4.
number 4 is the oriel, is the top bay. What happens with it? You called it the bow window. What is the change on the bow?
I believe the change is on the. Shit. I wish Tom were on the line.
Hello?
Yeah, Tom, is that you?
Yeah,
Yes.
I've been listening in, but I haven't been able to apparently, but yes, if you guys can hear me, I'm here. I missed the question.
What's
Hang on a minute. We're trying to turn you up.
How's that?
Oh, hello, I'll see if I can turn me up too.
Because number 4 is on the west and on the south.
And what's the question?
What's the change in the bay window on the west elevation?
Initially, when we dropped the roof, basically, but the initial drawing had some paneling above those windows. That roof was taller above the windows.
So basically the paneling went away above the bays. So around both, it's on both the, basically on 3 elevations, on A3.1 and A3.2. The bay roof, the bay windows roof dropped along with the overall roof drop. So the paneling above those windows is no longer there. It's just a trim.
Right. Right, okay.
I'm sorry, I thought you were still on the north side.
Well, there are 4s on the north and there are 4s on the south. And it happened to all the bays.
Oh,
Correct.
So there are 4s. Yes, but it is proportional to the house. If you thought that's the thing, you have to got the whole thing. And 5 and 6 are added dark sky fixtures
Correct.
that are shown on the south elevation. I
Yes.
think I found them all. Okay,
I don't think we need any silence.
question?
Everybody good with the changes?
And they are in keeping with, I did write down the site just in case we need one, but if I can't find the agenda, I can find the site. Yeah, all changes are in keeping with the guidelines from book 2. Chapter 7, page 68, and chapter 6, page 55. Chapter 7 relates to doors and windows, and chapter 6 relates to lighting.
Okay, give me the numbers again.
Book 2, chapter 7, page 68. Book 2, chapter 6, page 55.
Okay.
So I would make the motion that we approve the amendment to the certificate for 1002 Main Street.
Okay, second,
I'll second.
any public comment? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye,
Okay.
thank you.
thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, I'll try to be. Yeah, it's.
Okay, who's next?
Town of Georgetown's next. Are you here for the town of Georgetown, Brian?
Come on up.
Oh, you're right.
Oh, gosh. Tom? Okay, Ryan, for the record, tell us who you are and what you are.
I'm Ryan Daigle, down Georgetown Water and Wastewater Supervisor.
Okay. And what are you guys planning to do?
We are trying to build a 35-36 steel building down at the wastewater plant for storage of a new backhoe and put ours in there. And we've had a jetter that we've really had nowhere to store it for all these years. We shut it in the low zone pump house up there, which is pretty tight during the winter. Went through and got some bids on some different steel buildings. I got the preliminary drawings. Had a site plan drew up.
Yeah.
So kind of in the back there. Chosen the exact same colors as what the wastewater plant is, the tan, the green roof, exact, so it matches all that same
Okay,
different things. And I'm putting what I think 14-foot doors in it to fit the backhoe, get the arm in there. So One door, 2 bays, no windows.
Okay.
Foundation, I'm looking for approval kind of tonight, so we can sign off on the documents to get just, because that's just a preliminary design, get the real design, because I can't do foundation design until I get the true preliminary to get the reactions, I think, or the steel based on the concrete foundation.
Yeah. Okay,
But this is essentially a four-wall steel structure that's empty, you have the roof. Yes,
no, it has a roof.
what?
As a roof.
Yeah, with a roof,
Oh, with a roof.
with a roof, yeah,
Yeah, so
you got 4 walls and a roof, that's it.
With one
You
door on the
you don't have any of those.
one door on the south side and the 2 bays are going to face the 3-way face and
Well, then it takes where you can get into them.
coming into the backside back there.
Yeah, and everything will match the existing buildings in color.
The color is, and it's all steel. So it's this steel same as the siding that's at the wastewater.
The wastewater pipe, so essentially that it is materials and color pattern that matches. Tire utility thing. Okay, let's try book 3, page 100. It's an accessory structure. Does somebody not know?
Somebody's got a mic open.
And it just snow, which is. So tomorrow we'll probably have snow, you know?
3, page 100.
Book 3, page 100, locate the accessory structure at the rear of the lot. It's set back, it's where it fits in the lot. So that is A and A1
With a speaker.
and
Need a hearing aid, my dear.
We're gonna have to wait at you if they want to talk.
okay, thank you.
And
Um,
the next day or so, next couple of days, whatever.
and the other one was, maintains E.
I hope you're doing well. All right, sweetheart. Talk to you later. Yeah.
And what else did I find to put on, because it's hard, we don't,
Yeah.
this is our normal stuff.
That's
Okay.
So
Love you.
I was trying to find the one that said that materials should basically,
Sean, did you have anything?
No, but I think you're looking for a non-reflective.
yep. I am looking for a non-reflective.
Is this still going on?
Look every second, I don't know what chapter. Page 97.
That's chapter 13.
On the roof materials,
Yeah, B, metal sheeting or standing seam metal roofs with a baked on finish and rusted steel sheeting are generally appropriate. B1, metal roofing materials should be earth tones and have a matte, non-reflective finish.
okay, yeah, because that's metal building should too. And that's,
Do we want to stipulate anything about garage door or talk about the garage door?
it's the same material as the siding, isn't it?
The doors are white at this point. There's a huge extra cost to match the doors, because I looked at the wastewater plant doors too, because I have one there and it is the tan. So the doors come white at this point.
So you could paint them like.
Do you paint the doors to match? the
I
building?
will paint the doors to match. It's not-
All right, anything else?
That's it.
Okay, somebody want to make a motion?
Make a motion to approve the project with the site stages.
Okay. Second,
I will second it. I would like on the, the stipulation that
Non-reflective,
it's non-reflective and it matches the existing building.
and the doors will be.
Yeah, so it matches the existing building, so it's not pink and polka dot.
Yes.
That would be sort of fun.
Okay, somebody, give me, I had a second, all those in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, good enough, thank you, sir.
Thank you. You guys have a great evening.
Okay. 249 Cliff Creek Drive. And Sherlock. Who's that spinning her? Some people here?
This
Yeah.
okay, here we go.
Here we go.
Yep, online on the Zoom call.
Okay.
This is Paul Schreidig. I'm a principal design consultant with Home Depot. And my customer at 249 is Janice Shearlaw. And we're replacing a patio door there. We're also replacing windows and patio doors on 247 Clear Creek Drive, her neighbor. So that should have been on there as well. Dion McGune. But we're replacing the windows with a vinyl, a very thin vinyl
Let's
product.
start with 249 Cliff Creek Drive.
Okay,
Sherlock.
sure.
Why don't you tell us what you're doing there?
It's a patio door, just replacing like for like patio door on the back side of her house. It's a vinyl door. I've put them in a couple of other units in the Georgetown area. So, and we have it's warranted for her lifetime and the next owners as far as quality and durability and sustainability. And it increases the energy efficiency in her home as well.
Is it a true vinyl door or is it a composite or what is it?
It's a true vinyl door. It's made by Simonton Corporation. Simonton is rated one of the top vinyl companies, if not the #1 vinyl company in America today. It's a virgin vinyl. It's treated with a titanium dioxide coating, so it'll never yellow, warp, discolor, fall apart. And if it does, she calls Home Depot. We'll get her a new door. But we fully warrant and service the customers for their lifetime.
Comments?
No, I would like to suggest that if you're putting an application in, what we really need to see, is a picture of the house. On neither of these applications do we have any picture of the house.
We have pictures in her file, but we weren't requested to furnish pictures of the house in particular. Yeah.
Yeah, I got some.
We've installed numerous homes in the Georgetown area with Simonton vinyl products. And so it's a very good window. It'll be much more, all that good stuff.
Of the door, but we have no pictures of the house. I mean, haven't know which house it is, but that's in general, we need to make that note because
You're not changing the opening at all?
We're not changing the thing at all on any project. All we can do is replace what's existing with the existing style and type of window and color.
Okay. Anybody have any sightings or questions?
book 393, it's windows and doors. The vinyl is non-reflective, matte finish.
Correct. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I don't know if you can see it very well, but there's a sample of it. And it's got lots of chambers, so it's very strong, very durable. And it has double strength glass. So even though I know the town clerk said there's high winds in Georgetown, I live in Evergreen at 8,000 feet. We get the heavy winds. We have vinyl in our home, and it'll last forever. The house will fall down around it.
Okay, so you do have book 3, page 93, and B, metal fiberglass or vinyl clad windows and doors should have a matte non-reflective finish.
So that'd just be,
That's B, yes. And this is a replacement of an existing, I mean, that door is there.
Yeah.
It's an existing door. It's not, we're not creating a new sliding door. It's there.
Let's say A1 also. Bay and picture windows and sliding glass doors may be appropriate.
Yes, yeah, but this isn't a new door.
Right.
I mean, this is just, it's a replacement door.
okay. Any other comments? All those in favor, or somebody give me a motion. Let's go back.
Let's start there. I will move that we accept the application or pass the application for Janice Sherlaw at 249 Clear Creek Drive for a replacement vinyl sliding glass door. Patio door.
John, seconded. Any public comment? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Is there a way for you to deal with her neighbor at 247 Clear Creek Drive?
Not without an application.
Yeah, you have to get an application.
I thought one was submitted, but anyway, so we'll have to come back at another meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we will do that. We'll get an application in for you. And she's replacing open doors, same thing, just like.
What we're gonna do next is we'll do 1714 Clear Creek Drive.
Yep, and that's mine. I'm Adam Stazarowski. I'm a design consultant for Home Depot.
Okay. While I got both of you on the line, I just want to give you a heads up that in Old Town Georgetown, we don't allow vinyl replacements. So if you have a project downtown, you probably need to approach us a little bit different. We allow vinyl metals, but downtown we don't. It's gotta be a glass composite.
And
Okay.
I've run into that issue in the past, and these are all on the east end near the lake, actually.
Okay.
That's okay.
Yeah. Okay, so tell us, you're replacing 10 windows.
Yep.
Okay,
So same exact material, also made by Simonton. In this situation too, we're also replacing light for light. So we're not changing any openings. We're not creating any openings. We're just replacing the old single pane wood windows with the Simonton 6200 series. Same thing, matte exterior finish. We're matching the white color with the white color. Everything meets energy efficient requirements. I believe floor plans were submitted for this. The only issue that was brought up to me was about the vinyl.
I would also ask you also, if you're going to submit an application on a house, it is very helpful to submit a picture of the house.
Yeah, and I apologize for that. Our permitting department was that submitted it. And the permit runner did not relay that message to us. So I apologize.
You have to relay that message downstairs.
yep. Okay, sightings.
It has basically the same sightings that the last one did, at page book 3.
Mhm.
section 2 of chapter 12, section 3 of chapter 12, sorry, and it's B
Yeah.
What page was it?
93,
B,
E1. And I think it's page 96. Oh, page 96, same book 3, chapter 13. 1 under building materials, the newer and synthetic materials may be considered if they appear similar in character and detail to traditional building materials. And these window frames are the same size?
They're
Do they give-
They're going to be a little more narrow, in a sense of like the actual operating sash. But in a sense of like altering the openings in a sense of width or depth, no.
Oh, but width of the frame,
Width of the frame is going to be the same. You're going to have a little bit more visibility as the wood that's in there now essentially comes more in. You'll have a little more visibility in a sense.
I mean,
Right.
we're setting on the
Brent has pictures of the house on the computer. I was just wondering about the exterior trim.
yes, that's what I'm asking, is that what the exterior trim around the windows remains?
Correct. Yeah, we're not altering anything. We're essentially cutting out the existing wood sashes and inserting the window into the opening. It's just a standard pocket replacement.
Okay, yeah, got it.
okay, so you're still on page 96?
Yes, and that's the newer synthetic materials may be considered.
What
because
number is that?
That is 1C.
Okay, and then on page 93, what was that, just B?
On page 93, that was B,
Just B,
just B.
okay. All right. Could I have a motion?
I would move that we accept the application for 1714 Clear Creek Drive.
Okay. Second, John, any comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, good to go.
Awesome. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, we appreciate it.
Yeah, and I will make sure that next time they submit the pictures, if we run this.
Which that was.
Okay. We have 2249 Clear Creek Drive. You guys here?
We've already done that.
That one's done.
Yeah, we've done that.
We've done everything?
We've done everything that's on our agenda.
Okay. Are you guys here for conceptual or?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have some design.
Why don't you come up here and sit down? This is going to be a conceptual review. We don't make any decisions. We're just reviewing it very briefly and give us. Rick?
No,
Oh.
no, Rick is the town administrator. We are all volunteers. For a design review committee.
So my name is Mike Martinez. I'm with Rise Construction here on behalf of my client, Benjamin and Danae Durkin. And so we got our architect here as well, Paul Meyer with Blackstone Architecture, and our pre-construction manager with Rise Construction. So we are all working together for. They've recently purchased a plot of land at 1200 Griffith Place. And
1200 Griffith Street.
Griffith Street, apologies. And we have some proposed drawings for a 10 to 12 unit apartment building. Multifamily apartment.
Well, where are they?
Where you got it? I just brought one.
Sorry, I thought you were just.
Oh, sorry, that's it. Scribbles on there. Where's this?
Do we have, what, do we have exteriors?
Yeah.
So here's, right, so we've got,
The interior is not up to us.
Yeah, the exterior.
here's site plan and then exterior design. And then here's, you know, a couple of things, here's kind of where things have started. And then here's our progress on it.
Okay. So this is what you're going with, not this?
No, this is what we're
Okay.
going with. This is just preliminary. No, I guess it doesn't matter.
This is what we're going with.
Exactly. And these two are the same. This right here and this are the same.
Both the same, okay, I'm gonna pass this down to these guys, so you can, so I'm going to this.
Yeah, and speaking with Rick, he just recommended that we come by and bring it by, I guess, take a look at it, see what you
Yes,
think.
that's,
We
And,
appreciate that.
bit of quick history, we live in Colorado Springs. And, we were gonna jump on the short-term rental bandwagon and it's fun, doing some further investigation that we learned about that housing shortage in Georgetown. And so we love this town, we love this area, so we wanted to, instead of doing short-term rental things, do something more permanent, just to help the town out with rental units. And so, about a piece of property, it's its own multifamily, just with that in mind. I don't know if you're familiar with the 10-unit building on Griffith.
hey, guys,
Sorry,
no, I wanted to hear, where are you?
I don't know if you're familiar with the 10-unit building on Griffith and 14th, built a few years ago. Paul's the architect on that one, and so that's how we got in touch with Paul. So he has a little bit of experience already going through this whole process, and so we just kind of picked his brain and got in touch with Rise Construction to see if they can help us out building it. Just want to help the town out. We see it loving all the time, so we're up here all the time, and we love this town, we love to see it thrive. So if we can put something together that will help out, that's kind of what our aim is and our goal.
No, we appreciate that.
And excuse me, and so the design, right now, you know, it's designed to match current aesthetic, current height requirements, and, you know, obviously comply with these civil requirements.
Yeah, kind of something similar, just like the one down the street at 14th and Griffith. Just a little bit bigger.
When you say to meet the height requirements, what, this is a 3-story building?
Three stories.
Yeah.
And I don't have the area and bulk regulations sitting in front of me for, this is in that multifamily zone.
Right.
That is in back of, is between 12th and 14th Street, actually.
Right.
And so it is in that hole.
So, yeah, so Griffith Street, as you go west, it does drop off down towards the river down there. As you go west away from Griffith Street.
And I understand it to be the mill site.
It is the Millside character area, yes, yes, that is exactly, you are in,
So it will be similar, not identical, you know, as per the guidelines. So it won't be
yeah, we're not-
mimicking exactly, but it is on the hillside, so the design is a little bit challenging as it does go down the hill. So that's some of the challenges we have in the design side of things.
and you have looked at the guidelines for the mill site?
Yeah.
Mill site multifamily,
Yes.
It'd be like 4-story to the back.
and you have, also looked at other guidelines in the, in book 3.
The site design for landscape and lighting.
Yes, and all of those things, so that you've also looked at the general chapters.
Yes.
All right, because it's a major piece of construction
Right.
that you're,
It is, yes.
So you're just gonna have front doors on these and that's it? No back door?
That's it for now. And we have a civil engineer. We've got some grading things that we need to deal with. There's some
surplus of dirt on the site, we had a soils report done. So we have to kind of work with the civil to figure out if we can do some exiting at the rear, may be prohibitive. Yeah, we had to go by the top and we noticed that somebody's trying to fill it in for us. I don't know who that is, but every time we go out there, there's more and more dirt. Stop dumping dirt there, please.
Basically, what you've drawn is just a big box to me, is that correct?
It's a U-shaped building, so no. Yeah, so the ends in between the stairs will protrude a little bit into the stairs. So the way we're getting
On the backside,
Backside, yeah, for now, yeah, for now. But again, this is the concept, so kind of our goal tonight is just to have you guys take a quick peek at it and see it. If there's anything that just jumped out at you that, you know, before we get too far down the design path.
I understand, I appreciate that. To me, I have a problem with the boxiness of it, especially on the backside. That's a pretty, how long is the building?
I mean, this isn't scaled at this point, and I understand.
The drawing is scaled, but it's printing on 11 by 17, so it's not scaled, but I should have it overall.
So it's 78 feet,
78 feet by what?
47.6.
Would you like it to look a little more broken up, like it's kind of multiple buildings, or,
According to the guidelines, you're gonna have to break it up a little bit.
could it be by color or finish, or does it have to be, the physical structure has to be broken up?
Physical structure, because
You could do setbacks, like 2-foot setbacks.
Yeah.
Okay. Or bump outs. I think the one down the street, did you just do a color or siding difference or something? No, so the front was similar to what we did at 14 Griffith, but the rear had exits on it because, you know, in this particular property, we're like way above grade. So, but on that one, we weren't, you know, we didn't have so much to drop. Yeah. So we had porches, so we had rear exit. And we don't have the opportunity here.
But in the first guideline in every single area has to do with mass and size.
Right.
And what it says under C, and I'm reading out of Meadow, I'm reading out of Meadows multifamily, but if I find Millside multifamily, it's gonna say exactly the same. And now, Meadows multifamily, I guess, is the one that we have to use because there isn't a Millside multifamily guideline. But it is the same concept. Large lots should be developed with several buildings rather than a single structure. This will help reduce the perceived size of the project. So we're going to struggle with, this is huge.
Okay.
This is a big building, and that's what. I'm less polite than he is.
So that's all right. Tell them to feel. Tell them we want to know.
I feel, you know, what we're trying to avoid.
Sure.
Is large bulk. And we, of course, we have some apartment complexes that are in, you know, along our frontage road and in those places, but even when we did the multis in the Meadows district, they are 3 or 4 buildings, so you don't get this feeling of this just one.
You're talking about the brown ones that are just down the street.
Yeah, and then you have the ones that are Major Anderson, which, and they're sort of offset, their townhouses, they're a little bit different, but even when we got to the condos on the frontage road, they aren't one huge building.
Right.
They are 4 buildings, and so and this other one is incorporated to the traditional features that will convey a human scale. This is pretty overwhelming.
So for a single building, you'd like to see some more than that. If we did it all as one building.
If you all did it all as just one building, yes.
Is there a size threshold for a single building that's listed?
Is there a specific size?
Yeah, I'm asking what's the.
No,
For a
there is
single-
not, you know, this does not define, you know, it should be
Relative.
but it does define, you know, the fact that you're not looking for roofs or lengths of roofs or sides that are where it's the roof that, you know, you don't want one that's longer than a certain number of feet without being significantly broken up or set back or, because
We need more.
on the other hand, you know, we do appreciate the fact that we need housing.
That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get as many as we could.
Yeah.
We gotta do it both ways.
I don't look at feedback as discouraging, I look at it as a challenge, so.
Yeah,
If we get, I can, you know, if we can still get the same, you know, number of units to provide that desperately needed housing. I'm sure we can get the design to work,
Let me just make one comment. Don't use the one that you built previously
yeah.
as an example for us, because we kind of let that slide through on certain things in Reshinda. So now we're gonna be a little more particular about scale, the roofs. Any way you can break it up, you know, instead of having that solid plane across
Yeah.
there.
I have some ideas,
Yeah,
that we could make some adjustments.
yeah. Okay, just have to get a little creative.
so break it up a little bit, just maybe the structure itself or some texturing or physical.
Size, I mean, colors and textures aren't gonna.
That's not gonna do it.
No,
that's
It's a mess.
this is a mass and scale game. You can't, yeah, it is a mass and scale. How many units are you after here? 12?
So there's 12 in that one, yeah.
Brent, do you have any comments?
It's just a big mess at this point, so.
Yeah.
Well, the front, I mean, if you look at the 3Ds, like the front, I feel like we've got some pretty good articulation going on with the. You know, it's a U-shaped building, and then the exterior is like decking and railing is all, you know, not part of the permanent structure, you know, it's ancillary to the building itself, so. I feel like the front is articulated, but I fully understand what you're saying about the rear, and again, we're trying to get parking in there to accommodate that, right? So, that's, you know, part of our. Potential problem with articulating it on the first floor, but there's some things we can do on subsequent floors about that. We can do some stepping in and really kind of just articulate it much better on that rear.
And you're correct in saying, breaking it up with different kinds of siding and stuff, that's right.
Okay.
It helps break up.
And then what we've seen about the roof, what was the issue with the roof? You were dissatisfied with the other one?
Well, this one's got, is that a flat roof on top of this drawing?
Yes, yes.
And what makes it U-shaped? It's a rectangular box.
When you look at the roof, it's not in shape. If you look at the floor plan, there's a flap.
Yeah, just the floor plan itself as far as.
But if you look at the roof, plan, it's not.
I mean, that's.
Well, because there's a shed,
Mass building.
there's a shed roof out front.
Yeah, you're right, as far as the roof itself, but
It's a pyramid also.
It doesn't really read as.
when you look at we're just talking about, because
And that-
these parts in the front stick out here, these pop out. Make room for the stairs. Yeah, right here, just not that much, just a little tiny bit.
But the U is filled in with stairs and roofs.
That's right. Yep.
Doesn't read as a U.
So would you rather see a pitched roof than a flat roof? In the middle?
If you can make it work.
Okay.
There's limitations to the ridge line, so you'll have to break up the ridge line.
Yeah,
So it doesn't want to be one massive roof either.
right. You want the roof broken up a little bit, rather than just one big pitched
You
roof.
don't want a big pitch roof that's just solid.
Okay.
Does that give the same?
So I feel like, you know, at least at the front, from the street view, from a street perspective, if you're standing at the front, you won't see that massing, although you will see the line of the continuous roof. You're standing, looking up, you'll see a continuous line, you know, probably change.
But we also take into consideration what it looks from the back.
Right.
Well, yeah.
In fact, it looks like a 4-story building and the one.
Yeah,
Right.
because that's what you see from the freeway, when you drive right, that's what you can see.
Well, that's what you see from the neighborhood.
Uh-huh.
Right.
That's what people who live in single family dwellings in front of you look at.
Right, that's true, right.
Because
There's not much further,
no, there's
east
not.
of there.
No, there's not. And so, you know, we're in a neighborhood that is multifamily, but is also surrounded by single family dwellings.
We don't build on good buildings.
So they, you know, we're trying to accommodate people and but still keep the sense of a neighborhood.
Okay.
Mhm.
And that's that part of the land. I think what's gonna end up happening is all of us are gonna end up down on that piece of property, turning around and looking at it but that's what needs to happen.
Yeah.
Because that's also uphill from the other piece.
Yeah.
I mean, not majorly, but that's where that whole street starts to go uphill. And this will sort of, what is the height when you say it meets the height? What do you figure the height on this is?
The height is on the elevation show there, it's 35 feet as measured from the average grade
Of what?
of the. Average finished grade. The average finished grade or the existing grade? Per the code, I think it's existing grade.
I think it's the existing grade, which, as you say, seems to shift daily, but that's.
I don't think anybody had seen anybody over this. We got.
Yeah, I don't mean to say that.
No, it's same as a site survey, so it wasn't an opportunity, like the elevations that I'm showing on are actually. To the true grade that's there.
And so what you're doing is averaging the grade from the back to the front, which you may be,
Somewhere in the middle.
somewhere in, yes, which may mean that the back is, 40 feet.
That's, well, I mean, the average of the grade is site wide. Or building wide. So we do meet it in the height requirement for the zoning, but I understand that there's.
But not maybe for the neighborhood.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Because the other thing we're supposed to look at is the buildings within 300 feet of the thing that's being built and how the whole massing fits together.
Yeah, okay.
Which is not easy when you plunk multifamily in the middle of a residential area, quite frankly.
There's several 2-stories near there.
But
There's several 2-stories near there.
Yeah.
yes, there are several 2-stories in that, but the 2-story limit is 25 feet. So you're looking at something that is
Much bigger.
much bigger.
It is kind of odd, just the way the zoning works out. You have all this mixture of zoning, and right in the middle is this little multifamily square stuck in there.
Yes, and that's a struggle for us you can understand it's a struggle for us from a design.
How do we fit units in there without it being too crazy?
Without us overwhelming the
Right.
neighborhood. And that will be a very chief concern, because actually this whole commission is here to attempt to do compatible architecture. Stuff that works well.
Right.
In its own particular location. That's why it's divided into various design areas, and there are some differences in the design areas.
Yeah.
But you're right, it's extremely difficult when zoning decides to plunk a whole different zone right in the middle of a residential area.
Right. So takeaway so far is bulk of the building. We need to work on that.
We need to work on the bulk of the building,
The bulk and,
the appearance of bulk.
okay. There's some things we've done, like, well, maybe it doesn't matter, but like 9-foot ceilings, we can go down to we can reduce the footage as you go up 9, 8, 7. And then we can even pull the roof down just to kind of, squat the building and do as much as we can to save the number of units. Yeah, pull the height down a little bit and break it up. A little bit.
These are fairly nice sized units.
If all, if there are questions, wants to tell us about the lot coverage, how much we have to be able to spread out.
Yeah.
Instead of go up.
Yeah.
Is there, what's
Yeah, I
the,
think we're 30%.
this is.
I don't know we don't enforce the area in bulks regulations that come with the zoning. That belongs to the planning commission. So I actually don't know what the one is. I can tell you what the one is in historic.
So you just care about the building, so you're like, here, the space it takes us.
Yeah, well, actually, you have to end up caring how the space,
Right.
because if you want something to be compatible with all of its neighbors, you can't overwhelm.
Can't fill the whole thing out.
Yeah, you can't overwhelm the space, but
Okay.
it is quite nice to see units though that are of a size that might be comfortable to live in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
That's what we're trying to fix, but
Yeah. I
Help us get there. Okay, well, so I guess course of action here, we come back with something different, more broken up and aesthetically pleasing, and
Right,
go round two and see what we come up with.
yeah, and while I think it says that we only do one conceptual, I think on our projects, we are certainly willing to
Look at it.
look as often as you want to.
Hopefully we can figure out pretty quick, but
So, just so we understand, the protocol. So I spoke with Rick, he said, be here, when everyone's gone through their motions, make sure your project is brought up by your team at the end. Right, so for the next one, how do we get on?
should we submit it 2 weeks in advance for the next one? Or
I'd like to see.
If you are ready with your document, if your design is finished. And you think you want to go for a certificate,
okay, so it's gonna be completely, the design.
I wouldn't go
I
that.
wouldn't go that far.
Okay.
Go ahead and do another conception, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
Go ahead and do another conceptual, you don't have to be on the agenda.
Okay.
It helps if you kind of alert us you're gonna be there mentally, so we can figure out. Try to get everybody here, so
We're all right.
we get some more opinions.
Okay.
yeah, we're missing.
Just call Jen and tell her you're gonna come back for a conception. You don't have to be on the agenda.
You said call Jen?
Yep.
Okay. At that conference.
Yeah.
Use the count.
And she'll throw her name on there.
Yeah, and then she'll actually put you on our agenda for a conceptual.
So you're not like reading this.
Conceptual, but it would feel like your first, your first conceptual, but.
Of course, if somebody else shows up with the conceptual, you'll be first.
Oh, all right, all right.
Yeah, do not have to sit through.
Okay,
We appreciate your guys' time. Thank you very much.
well, thank you for bringing it to us.
Thank you, guys.
And can we keep these?
Yeah. Let me hear.
Yeah, keep us at. Yeah, and this-
So why don't you?
I can also email it to everyone if that's easy.
It's that.
Or would you rather just have that set? So I could
You
email.
want an email copy or?
I'd rather have a PDF because I'm gonna scan this and throw it away.
Oh, yeah, so.
Also, yeah.
It was sent a PA.
Send a PDF to Jen.
Yeah.
To the town.
She did send it to us. You can have this one back, so then get off the fees.
When you send it to her, say, please, send out to the design review commission.
Okay. So you guys all live here in town?
Yes,
Good.
that's the requirement.
Oh, you have to be here.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, that's.
I live across the street from this project.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
East side. Oh. If you see, say, hey, that's costing us a lot of money to take the whole thing. It's-
I think I can guess. But, you've got a contractor, an architect, a contractor, and a loudmouth, so
That's all a basis contract, that's all you need, right? That's all you need. Right, excellent.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Do we have any minutes?
We do, and I have one thing, Jen sent out something, did you guys look at it?
No.
She sent it out and, I will pass
Since challenging.
a quick copy of around, I only have 2 copies of it with me, so here, hit that down to Brent.
Is that the same as what she emailed?
Yep,
Okay. Yeah.
no, they go together. Gotta have both sheets. This one will be yours.
Okay.
What I did, because we were discussing floor area ratios, what I did was take a picture of some historic houses on small lots and some historic houses on large lots, larger ones. And the county taxes you on the basis of your square foot of living area. So it is very easy to find this in the assessor's information. So in each one, I tell you the lot size, the square foot of living area, and what the floor area ratio comes out to be. And if you'll notice in the top picture of the historic homes on Taos, All those floor area ratios are basically in the 0.3 range. The one that has the garage, if they use that spot above the garage as a living area, it becomes 0.36, but if they don't, they're at 0.29.
The garage area is finished in that one.
What?
The garage area is finished in that one.
Yes, it is finished, yes. In the bigger houses, look at the lot sizes. It's not a single lot, they're sitting on 2 or 3 lots, but they're being, the visualization, they're being taxed on that lot size. And so their floor area ratios come out. And then I did the Washington Mill site. And you will see exactly what the problem is. And I'm in my note, I said, you know, Washington Mill site ones are perfectly legal because of our area and bulk regulations. It's not that they're not legal, but what people are reacting to is that they're too big for their lots. And one of the things that Mark suggested was if the planning commission is going to go to the Board of Selectmen, they need some visuals. And so I thought this visually describes exactly what the problem is. So if you have comments, and seriously, I'd like you to read it. So before they take it to somebody else, you know, take it home, read it. And if you have comments on how it's explained, please let me know.
Okay.
Planning Commission will be meeting next Wednesday. And I think it is their intent to approve the thing to be sent to the Board of Selectmen. I think when it goes to the Board of Selectmen, it behooves some of us to show up. But anyway, I thought nobody gonna, and I think people just aren't used to what the county can tell you about how other people live.
Oh, lot 5 has 3,300 square feet of area.
What?
Lot 5 has 3,300 square feet of living area.
Yes,
Wow, that's huge.
yes, it is huge. It's 0.6.
I didn't realize it was that big.
Yes, it is that big.
And then,
They have a full 40% coverage.
okay, so they
And I
maxed
took
it out.
out the, but I took out the garage part because I don't consider that living space.
Mhm.
However, they have rooms above the garage, so I added the second floor of that garage back in. But if you cover that 5,000 feet with 2,000 feet and then put close to covering the rest, you know, all except the garage, yeah, you end up with
None of these have finished basements, right?
none of them has finished basement, no. And if they did, it wouldn't count, so.
Exactly, that's what I was asking.
Yeah, it wouldn't count, so I think I got it pretty accurately. Because you see, I had all Marvin's floor plans,
Yeah.
so. I could figure out how much garage space to get rid of and all of that.
I know the new ones along Rose Street aren't in the historic district, but that would be interesting to see how they compare as well.
The new ones on Rose Street
Uh-huh.
compare very, very differently, and
I know it's not in the historic district, but this is.
I know, but I can do that, that's very, this was quick.
Mhm.
I mean, this may look like work. This was
Just
a couple hours, you know.
probably took you longer to take the pictures and get them on here.
Yes, then to find the information. I mean, once you know how, and I started to run some of the bigger houses on smaller lots. Even like the Cornish house across from the Hamel, and the Hamel house is on 4 lots.
Mhm.
And it, as a matter of fact, has the about 3,400 square feet of living space. It has the 2 outside big buildings, but it only has about 3,400 feet of living space in it.
I didn't realize it was that small.
But you count on the one,
What?
HGI office building, wouldn't you count that living space also?
No, but you know, they live on so much.
Yeah, that's a lot.
They have, there are 4 lots. And so you've got over 20,000 square feet of property. And that's what the difference is. If you have a big piece of property and you put. But even the houses on Rose Street, they don't get up to the 3,600 square feet of living space. They look like they might, but they don't.
There's one big one that I remember.
Beth Sagstetter's house, the one which I didn't do, but she's sitting on 1,700 17,000 square feet of lot. And yeah, has a 978 square foot garage, because it's a 5-bed garage. It's not a living space, but it's a huge garage. Anyway. I think the minutes were great.
Basically, I want to make a motion.
We move that we accept the minutes from October the 27th.
Second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Somebody want to make a motion to adjourn?
Yep. I know we're done.
Okay. So
I guess there's no discussion on the last 3 items, wherever that was, and we keep track of.
what's
Oh,
all
the
those
items?
action items, we can discuss that.
yeah. Do we know anything about what's going on with Mike Cousins?
No. Haven't heard anything there,
Do we know anything that's going on with the gal at the front door?
you know? I think Jen called. Well, we can start this recorder, we're bad news.
Started and stopped it.
Um,
All right, so you're done with that as the track, is that what you're saying?
yes, but we
don't know
don't
anything.
know anything and we need to keep them.
Keep them on the list.
Keep them on the list. That's why the list is there. We shut off.